live before, and it just the camera wasn't on. It just said you're live, and it just had my logo there, and like, well, I'm not there. I can't see myself. I think I knocked my camera off by mistake with my fat fingers. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope we're all well. I'm back again for another live. Yeah, just to hang out and chat. I've got a cuppa, so do grab yourselves a cuppa. I'm going to do a bit of painting. I'm just going to go and get some incense and pop some of that on. Da, 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 da. Right. What should we have on today? Let's put some frankincense and myrrh. Oh, it's probably one of my favourite incense sticks, this frankincense and myrrh. It's it's just beautiful. It actually reminds me of my grandmother. Like my dad's mum reminds me of her. I don't know why, but there's just something about the scent. Yeah, maybe there's something in like sort of the makeup that she used, or in. It reminds me of like a handbag, and a purse. It just used to have that lovely scent. I don't know what it is, but it was just it just reminds me of my nana, my grandmother. Nana, it's a northeast term that for grandmother, like your nana. But yeah, a lot of people might not get that expression. Grandmother, grandmama. We're not that posh up north. And if you're not from the UK, then you won't get that at all. But yeah, there's quite a lot of mixed accents up in the north of England. Hey, sweet potato. Hey, G. Are you British? I am British indeed. Are you British? What would you like to be called? If I'm sweet potato, what are you? What can I call you? What, like polite names? Only polite names. We're only going to be polite on this channel with each other. I identify as raccoon. Okie dokie, raccoon. You shall be known as raccoon. Why raccoon? Very interesting. Why a raccoon? Where are you from? Are you from the States? Are you from the US? Raccoon? It's obviously it's an American mammal. Raccoons are fluffy and cute. Raccoons are very fluffy and cute. They are indeed. Have you ever seen the film The Great Outdoors with John Candy and Dan Aykroyd? Jacqueline, hello Jacqueline. Are you well? Hello. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining the live. If you're new here, please do subscribe to the channel as well, to be updated whenever I do go live. And then you can join me and we can chat. And I do remember you. I remember your name from a live probably a couple of weeks ago now. Well, how are you? How are you doing? I can't remember all of the details about you. Obviously your name's Jacqueline, but I can't remember where you're from. but I do remember you being here. So thank you for popping back. And can you say expecto patronus? Give me some massive, strong accent. Expecto patronus, like. Or if you're going to do it in a Birmingham, expecto patronus, something like that. I'm not very good with it with accents. Let me think. Could I do a Scottish accent? No, you can't do no expecto patronus. No, I just can't. I'm just like not very good. Not very good with accents. I'd probably have to like sit there and try and work it out like for ages, like how to say it and how to like, because you have to move the mouth in a certain way as well to get the vowels and colloquialisms out of the language. I love your accent, sweet potato. Oh, thank you, raccoon. I can't hear your accent, but so where are you from, G? Where are you from? Are you in the States? Are you in the UK? Whereabouts in the world are you? I'm just guessing the US because obviously raccoons are quite prevalent in the US, in the States. But I could be totally wrong. It could be just the fact that, like you say, they're cuddly and cute. I am from the moon, cute jeans. Cute jeans, I've changed now. It was sweet potato not long ago. Cute jeans. So how's Jacqueline? I was just scrolling on YouTube and you found me again. Oh well, thank you. Did you subscribe, Jacqueline? I must be in your feed if you were scrolling through and found me. But I'm not overly sure how that kind of like works because obviously YouTube must sort of, yeah, you did that weeks ago, yeah. I think YouTube must sort of push and promote lives to other people, to other audiences of what they might resonate with, but I don't know exactly how it works. I don't know if it goes just to subscribers because I get a lot of people here that are new to the channel and find the channel and then subscribe through the lives. So that's obviously how it works. Are you excited for the upcoming Harry Potter new series? Oh, I didn't know there was one. I think I heard something about it, but I don't know how I feel about that because I don't know about that. We're going down to the studios next year in February for Valentine's, so that'll be nice to do that. We're going down for the it's actually Valentine's weekend, yeah. So we're going down the 14th. Oh, you got a new dog, yay! That's so sweet. I'm so pleased. What sort of dog did you get? And how old? Was it a rescue? I think last time you were talking, you were saying about maybe getting a rescue. But that could be somebody else, I can't remember. You speak to that, there's that many people that I do speak to on here. You kind of like, you do lose track a little bit, but oh, 10 weeks old, how cute. A lab, of course. Everybody loves a lab. A lovely, lovable kind of, well, they're a bit dopey. Well, they're not dopey, they're very intelligent, but you know what, my two are like kind of like Labradoodle crosses. And the personalities are so different, but they're just like, there's something special. They really, they really are. But so lovable, so cute. It's just a shame that they don't like other dogs. One of them especially, he hates other dogs. She's not so bad on her own, but if she's with him, oh God, you'd think there was something like about to kick off. Well, there is usually, it's them two. But yeah, he's more like your typical lab, like a black lab. Black lab. He's obsessed with food. Obsessed with food. You got a new wand is that especially for Harry Potter? Do you like Little Mix? No, I don't like Little Mix. I like Pick and Mix. I don't like Little Mix. So cute. So cute, Labradors, though. They're probably one of the most... Well, I would probably say they're probably one of the most popular. There was a show that I watched, years ago, and it was on about like the top 100 dog breeds. And it was obviously Labrador was in the top 10. I think there were probably about 4 or 5. And golden retrievers were just above them. And I think the number 1 dog breed was like a mongrel, like a mongrel crossbreed, which is kind of like what mine are, really. Mine are more like mongrels, because when we rescued them, they were down as a Labradoodle Collie cross. Like say one of them's more like a Labrador with a beard. You've probably seen them on the shorts on the channel anyway. And then the other one, she's just, well, she's special. She really is special, but she's grey and she gets quite woolly. So I have to try and keep on top of her coat quite a bit. But she's a bit more like, when we first got her, she was that woolly. She looked a bit like an Old English sheepdog. I need to listen to them. Who? Little Mix. My partner listens to Little Mix, I think, but I don't. I don't really listen to modern music. I'm like more oldie-worldy music, like rock music and blues and country and that sort of stuff. Your lives are good, you read the comments. Well, absolutely. I think that's the whole point of doing a live is to actually interact, and not just kind of like bang on about whatever I want to bang on about. This is like our time to talk, to connect with your viewers, with your subscribers. So that's why I'd rather do that. I'd rather do lives to connect and speak and talk, and then do the content in between, where obviously I'm not kind of directly speaking to anyone other than the camera, but it resonates with whoever comes across the content. What's your favourite Harry Potter book? No, I've never read the books. I've only watched the films. But my favourite out of all of them, that's a tough one, because I really love the first one. Is it Philosopher's Stone? I really love the first one because it's all new and fresh and lively and magical. It's like, it feels Christmassy, and it's just got that lovely air of magic about it. And then obviously as the stories go on, they get darker and darker and darker. So the first one for me because it was the beginning. It's probably one of my favourite ones. And then the next one after that, I would say, is the one where they do the trials with the maze, and it gets getting a bit dark, and that's the one with Patterson in it, where he dies. He plays, is it Cedric? He's the one that dies in it. That's my next favourite after that, because it's just starting to get a bit mysterious and a bit dark. But I like them all. I don't think I really have like a favourite. But yeah, if I had to say, the first one for me, I just loved it. Like I say, it just felt all new and fresh and magical, and yeah, it was just really nice. And I love all the Harry Potter films, to be fair. And I've only really watched them sort of like and become more aware of them since me and my partner got together. And but before that, it was Lord of the Rings. I loved the Lord of the Rings movies. I really, really loved them. Again, because they just felt so like magical and mysterious, and yeah. Yeah, you think the first one's pretty cool as well. Yeah, I just think there's something just lovely about it. It's just, yeah, it's got just something. Mike, hey brother, how you doing? How's you doing today? Thanks for getting in touch the other day. It was really appreciated. You're not a huge fan of the Lords. No, I like them. I quite like them. I don't mind the Hobbit films, but I prefer the Lord of the Rings trilogy films. Ellie, I just got here. What we're talking about? A bit of everything, really. Jacqueline's just got a dog, so we've been talking to Jacqueline about a little 10-week-old black Labrador puppy. G has been calling me sweet potato and all sorts of names, but we've been talking about Harry Potter. And I'm just doing some painting and just yakking away. And Mike's just joined. Oh, Eli. Oh, sorry about that. I was just trying to see the writing. I thought it said Ellie, but no, it's Eli. Sorry. And then Mike's just joined, who's feeling a bit better today, so that's good. And I'm pleased you're getting what you need to out of these lives and a bit chat and what have you. Like yesterday, I came on about at this sort of time. But usually I try and get on like later, like in the evening, UK time, like 7 p.m. ish usually. I try and get on, because then I tend to get a lot of US viewers and also Indian viewers as well, which is good to change it up a little bit. What's my favourite food? What's my favourite? I don't know if I really have a favourite food. I mean, if I was eating out, if I was in a restaurant, it tends to be something like, it would be like a pizza or maybe a burger or something like that. But then when I'm cooking at home, I don't know. I'm just like, yeah, chicken. I love chicken. I like chicken. As long as it's got plenty of protein in, I don't mind. So beef, chicken. I love lamb. I love a roast dinner, actually. I love a roast dinner at my mother's. They're always really nice. Yeah, I don't think I have like a favorite. It just, for me, food is just it's just a means to kind of feed yourself, keep yourself nutritionally balanced, and it helps. The food that you eat as well also helps you mentally and emotionally, because you're not putting loads of crap into your body and chemicals that it doesn't need. Do you like crumble cookies? I like cookies. I try not to eat too many. I have a terrible sweet tooth. So if there's ever chocolate in the house, and my partner will testify for this, but if there's ever chocolate in the house, it's a danger to have it, because I just feel it's there, I need to eat it. So I have to be so careful with that. Yeah, and I think a lot of that, I think a lot of my sweet tooth comes from when I stopped smoking years ago. Because when you smoke, you don't really taste anything. Your taste buds aren't very good. And then when that all started to come back, I was like, oh wow, this tastes amazing. Oh, this is so sweet. Oh, I love this. And then then you just start getting trapped in that, and that's why I put so much weight on back then. So so I try to be careful. Are you married? No, I'm not married. We're engaged, but I'm not married. So so it just. But I'm also a PT as well as everything else that I do. I do like instruction and fitness and stuff. So obviously, I have to keep myself in half decent shape, but I'm working on that at the minute as well. Just trying to get my body fat down a little bit by doing some more exercise, doing some more steps, doing some more walking, a bit more movement, some more weights and resistance. Have you been in Europe or USA? I've been in the US before. I've been to New York temporarily at the airport, LaGuardia and JFK, and I've been to Nashville, Tennessee, Lynchburg, all around that sort of area. I've also been to Canada, to Toronto, Niagara Falls, over that sort of area. I've not done much in Europe. I went to Greece and Spain when I was in my late teens, early 20s, like 18, 19-ish. I went to Spain then, but that was just like kind of like lads' holidays and getting pissed. Which I don't really do any of that now, thankfully. I don't think I could. I just couldn't maintain. You can't maintain it. It's not conducive to a healthy lifestyle. Hey Angela, how are you? Welcome back. Have you come for a giggle again? We had a right laugh yesterday, didn't we? Oh, it was funny. It was really funny. I can't even remember what we were talking about. It was just funny, wasn't it? It was just a laugh. So it was good. It was good to have a laugh. You're doing good. How are you? I'm doing very well, thank you. What have you been up to today, Angela? You're a woman who laughs all the time. I bet you've got a really infectious laugh as well. I bet as soon as you start laughing, it makes everybody else want to laugh. I can just imagine that. As soon as you start, everybody else will be like, oh, she's off again, here we go. And then everybody else will be starting laughing as well. I bet you like, go on, tell me you like that. I bet you are. I love it when people laugh, like just people that are like giggly. They're just great energy to just talk to. Yeah, you like that. I just knew it. I just knew it. What have you been up to today then, Angela? Obviously, you're over in Sydney in Australia, so your day is obviously drawing to an end. But what have you been up to? Anything funny? Anything fun? Can I paint like Leonardo da Vinci? Not really. I'm on with this at the minute. I'm on with a Eiffel Tower. I'm trying to do that. But Leonardo had a very distinctive style. Well, they all did. You know, Picasso, Leonardo, they all had a really distinctive style. Angela, actually, I am a bit upset. Oh, what's up, Angela? Thanks, Mike. Looks really good. G, really nice. I love the background music. It helps me. All the Italian greats. You need to add some artificial lights or stars. Well, I'm gonna eventually, because this is the print off that I'm working off. This is what I'm working off. So it's going to have, where the Eiffel Tower's all like kind of like lit up, it's going to have that bit of reflection below eventually, and then there's going to be street lights, stars, twinkly things. So yeah, it's going to have all that eventually. It will get there, but it's work in progress. And really, I've done, with the rules of painting, I've done too much detail in one place. I should have laid it out, structured it out better than what I have done. So, but I just wanted to get, yesterday, when I was on live yesterday, I was really annoyed with the way my Eiffel Tower was. It wasn't quite right. So I had to rectify it. And I'm happier with it now. But now that I've got so in with that, I need to get the rest of it, I need to get it balanced out a little bit. So that's where we're at. That's what's going on with that bit. So let's find a nice long thin brush. We're going to get some of that down below in. I'm not even sure what they are they look like barges on the river. I think that's what they are. They look like, because it looks like, you know them boats where they have like a long like bottom bit, and then you've got people inside, and then you've got the top bit on the top, and I think people maybe stand on the top as well. It looks like that, but because the printout's not very good, you can't really make it out, so I might have to just create my own impression of it. Have I ever met J.K. Rowling? No, I haven't. You do ask some very interesting questions, G. You really do. So what's going on with Mike? How's your week been? How are you feeling? You know, anytime you want to reach out and just drop me an email, let me know how you're getting on. Let me know how you're doing. But it was very kind of you to get in touch as well. You're obsessed with it. Well, I gathered from all the Harry Potter stuff you've been talking about, I gathered there was a bit of a fondness for her. But yeah, I mean, when you look at what she's done, she's written some really incredible books, and it's shaped a lot of young people's lives. Those films. I emailed my ex. He remarried with a baby on the way, and I congratulated him. No reply from my pics. It was a one-off email. We divorced 5 years ago. Yeah, sometimes, you know, sometimes that's best, I think. I mean, you probably got in touch and emailed just out of politeness, I'm guessing, just to congratulate them or whatever. But yeah, I suppose it depends where they are in their life and their relationship, and yeah, sometimes it's best just to allow them to get on with whatever they're doing, you know, and you just focus on where you're at. You know, for a long time, when I was younger and I was kind of like coming to terms with kind of like who I was and my sexuality and what have you, and trying to date and understand and myself and meet people and what have you, it took me a long time to kind of like just, you know, let go. You know, let go of this kind of like need to always have some sort of connection, you know. It's just, and I just had to become more, I had to learn to kind of like become more at peace with myself, and not be so kind of, I suppose, following that need, I suppose. It was all about him. I have no feelings for him. All right. Well, that's good. At least you've got that disconnection then. Sometimes that can maybe, you know, but if it was all about him, then obviously that's why he's not replied. You know, he's obviously more into where he is and doesn't want to look back or anything. which I suppose is good on some level. But yeah, sometimes you think, well, it would be nice just to have a response. But then, if they respond, what would that then bring up? It might bring some dialogue up, and then you just don't know where it might go after that. I've always been like, after the mindset, like the mindset that I have now is, I've always been of the kind of thinking that, well, once that connection's gone, that's it for me now. And that's just how that's kind of like my, it's kind of like how I work, really. It's how I kind of like operate, because there was lots of years of just not feeling worthy, not feeling enough, always chasing, and in the end I just had to realize, there's, why are you doing all this? Why are you chasing? I had to kind of have a bit of a reality check with myself. So just kind of learn to just let it all go. Focus on you, focus on yourself, which is obviously what brought me to where I am now. Well, where I was then with dealing with my mental health, and then that went on that other journey, which then took me to the meditation aspect of things, and it's just been a process. Yeah, it's polite. I know what you mean. It's like politeness. It's I totally get where you're coming from. But again, people are just people. You can't. You can never really kind of guess what they're going to do and how they're going to react. And the more you try and dwell on it as well, it just brings up more shit that you don't need. Sam, I made a mistake to check up on him. I'm upset because he asked me all these questions and I couldn't ask him. Are you feeling better now? Maybe his wife would be jealous. Well, yeah, exactly. You just don't know. You don't know what their dynamic's like. You don't know if there's a level, what the trust level's like between them. There's a lot of stuff to take into account with that. So again, the aspect of it is just kind of okay, fair enough. You don't want to reply, let it go, and don't get too. Try not to get too affected by it, really. But yeah, people are weird, at times, the way that they behave. There's a little bridge over there. I'll put that bridge in. And that goes across there to, looks like some sort of tower. I'll just block that in for the time being. I'll just pop the shape in and I'll deal with the rest later. But that puts that there. 1, 2, 3. What's that behind there? Oh, I wish I had a clearer image to work off, but never mind. These come to try us, and try as they do. I'll just stick a couple of buildings back there, and maybe a tree. Maybe a tree there somewhere. That'll do. Just going to block that in. What about stars? Yeah, I am gonna put some stars in as well. So that's a little boat there. So I could, in theory, I could just make that all kind of like, I could cheat. I could cheat and just make that all kind of like bushes and things along there. Because nobody knows really, do they? It's just like, it's now becoming like an image just out of my head. It doesn't have to be exactly how it is in France. Put some bushes along there. Trees are always good. When in doubt, stick some trees in, just fill the gap in. Stick some trees in there. And then I'll put some trees back there as well later on. But I'm just going to put some colour, some black down, just to kind of like just pinpoint where they're going to be. Yeah. It's getting there. It's taking like some shape, which is good. Obviously, I can't put too much detail in it because it's kind of like nighttime, so I can't put loads on it, but I can put like the nice bright lights in. There's quite a few lights and street lights and things. Yeah. Kind of like put a little bit of a reflection in at the bottom, kind of, and then across here you've got that bit with bushes, and there is going to be a boat in there as well, and a bit of a bridge. So yeah. Oh, so there we go. So I've just made a video that I've uploaded. It's actually just been, I've actually had the notification that it's uploaded, but it's just private at the minute. I need to do some edits to it. Well, not edits, but descriptions and all that sort of stuff, and the tags. And then I'll schedule it for, I think, early November. So that's a video that I've just made, is about how long it takes to learn Reiki. And then, so I've got some other, I need to do a couple of Qigong videos for one of the channel members. And then I might do a full moon Reiki healing release and renew session. Obviously, so you guys kind of like know what the channel's about and what I do. Oh, Marina. Hello, Marina. Hi, beautiful soul. So nice to be here with you again. Oh, it's so nice to have you here as well, Marina. Thank you for joining. Yeah, so you guys kind of like know what I'm about. You know who I am, what I do, and what this channel's kind of about. And I know I do these lives to be more interactive and be more authentic, so you can get to see me and speak to me, and we just talk about whatever. We just chew the code and put the world to rights and all that sort of stuff. But what would you like to see more of on the channel? Do you want to see more stuff about Reiki? Do you want more meditations? Do you want, I don't know, if whatever's of interest to you on this channel, what do you want to see more of? Do you want it more about crystals? Do you want more stuff about tarot? You know, I mean, I do tarot videos, but they don't get a lot of views. I do crystal videos, they don't get a lot of views. I get more views on kind of like the meditations. That's why I do more of that kind of stuff. But if there's anything that you would be interested in or would like to see more of on the channel, then feel free to just let me know. Do it in the chat box, or you know, write it in the community on the channel as well, in the community boxes, where you can all keep in touch with each other there as well in the community, because I've opened that tab up. So if any of you have like kind of like a good connection in the chats on the lives, then you know, you can connect one-to-one in the community as well. Sometimes I make videos and I think like, well, who am I making the video for? Am I making the video for like potential viewers or people that are already on the channel, or am I making the videos for, you know, somebody else, or am I making the videos for me? It might be something that just kind of like crops up that I think, oh, well, I wish I knew that when I'd done that. I don't mind, Ian. No problem, that's fine. Yeah, so yeah, I think sometimes it's just nice just to kind of like ask and just see where we're at and see what's making people tick, see what's working, see what isn't working. Anthony, oh, I just noticed an Anthony there, nice Indian pic. Welcome, Anthony. Your beautiful art is enough for me. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Angela. You're so kind. You're so lovely. And then I did a video yesterday and I've uploaded that. That comes out towards the end of October, and that's about distance healing. And it's an interesting question that I saw on social media, where someone was asking, you know, so what's actually happening? As the practitioner, are we sending, or is the person receiving? How is it actually happening, and what's taking place? So I did a video about that as well. So that's coming, like I say, that's coming out at the end of October. So I'm just trying to get caught up with a bit of content. And then there was a video went live yesterday that I'd scheduled. And so what tends to happen is I'll make longer form videos, and and then what I tend to do is I'll do some shorts off the longer form videos, to try and take people to the longer videos rather than just the shorts. And it tends not to work, but it's a great way to just sort of like get your channel seen by doing shorts, or by doing lives and connecting like this. But then I realized once I went to go and do a remix of it, and there was no sound. Like, there was no sound on the video, so I had to delete it. I love your meditation and Reiki. Thank you very much. So I'll just be doing more of that anyway, because that's like kind of like the bread and butter of the channel. So it looks like I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. which is fine because I know what's what. But sometimes it's nice just to reach out and just see if there's anything else people want. 6/4/1993, Aries, born in morning, 1.125 hours AM, Serbia. Can I need travel to mountain to rest? I don't. Are you asking me what you're asking? I'm kind of. Obviously, that's your birth. That must be your birthday. Is it? 6 is that the 6th of April? 1993. You're in Aries. Full moon in Aries is currently Monday, Tuesday into today. Born in the morning, 1.25 AM, 1:25 AM, Serbia. Can I need travel to mountain to rest? I mean, if you feel you need to rest in a mountain, go and rest in a mountain. I don't know. I don't know what you're asking. Just get yourself into nature. Go and sit by a river and meditate, or sit under a tree. Enjoy some sunshine. Enjoy the wind. The winds in the UK, not anymore. They've gone. But over the weekend, we had Storm Amy, I think she was called. It was called. Really, really windy, and a lot of rain. Not really, really windy, but it was windy, windier than normal. But I have noticed a correlation. When there's a big, powerful full moon coming, you often see, or you often get, a lot of wind. And quite turbulent weather. And I'm thinking, is that because obviously full moon is all about releasing? So the elemental activity, so the high winds, is all to do with clearing, cleansing and clearing with the high winds. And obviously that's also to do with the full moon, is the cleansing and clearing with the high winds. So I'm thinking, is there a bit of a connection there? I just think it's quite interesting, really, but that's just me. But I do like the elemental forces. I do like the winds. I mean, obviously, if it's too windy, then I try not to go and stand in it. But sometimes, when you feel like, ugh, you just feel like funky, you feel heavy, you feel like your energy just needs a whoosh, you just need to level up a little bit. Sometimes just going for a walk in the wind or the rain is really good for just shifting that, getting out, moving the body, moving some energy, getting into the wind, harnessing those elemental forces, setting a good intention for yourself, to just clean all that stagnant energy away. I mean, this period is good for me to travel in mountain. I don't know. I don't think I think sometimes we can get a bit too fixated on kind of astrological stuff and events. If you want to go and travel to a mountain, or go and do some meditation, or go to a coast, just do it. You've got to just experience. You've got to live through experience, rather than be kind of oh, it's not my season or my time, or the sun's not in this or whatever. And I think sometimes you can look a little bit too deep into it, into like kind of like the meanings, you know, and maybe on some level it can hold people back a little bit. And so it's good to have an awareness of these things. But I think, you know, if you want to go and do something, just do it. And I really don't think there's a need to have to sit and wait until the time is right. Because what if that time is never right? What if it never happens? What if it never comes? What are you going to do then? The time has been and gone, and you've missed it, and you've lost it. And how many times is that going to happen over the course of your life, where you're sat pondering, thinking, oh, well, you know, I don't know if I should do it. Just go and do it. Just go and do it. Just do what you want to do. And if anything happens along the way, it's something that's happened. Don't attach to it. Don't put a significance to it. Don't put a meaning to it that, oh, I shouldn't have done this because the sun wasn't shining in my moon or whatever. You know, things happen. Life happens. You just got to get on with it. You can't be so fixated on, you know, like me. Like this last couple of weeks, it's been, for me, I've been going through some really, really funky energetic shifts. I really, really have, and I felt exhausted. I felt tired. I felt anxious. I've had palpitations. I've had headaches. I felt dizzy. I've not been sleeping well. I've had all these things going on, but I'm still doing stuff. I'm still just having to get on with it. Yeah, there's times where I felt like I'm going to pass out, or I felt like really dizzy, or I can't get my breath. So yeah, I take 5 minutes and I stop and I sit down and I just recompose myself. I just sit with the energy and just try and work out what it is. I do a bit of Reiki on myself, try and shift it, and then I get back to what I was doing before. You kind of like settle. You settle back into yourself again, and your body knows how to recalibrate itself. So as you start recalibrating yourself, then you just feel more at ease with it. So by all means, you know, sit for as long as you need, sit for as long as you want. You know, if you want to do a meditation, if you want to do this, if you want to do that, then, you know, do that. But also don't forget that we also need to actually do things as well. We have to create. Is it working? Am I still live? What's happening? I don't know. I had a call and I've just had to get rid of it. But if you don't create the action, then your energy becomes stagnant, and everything just stops. So it's like anything in life. If you, let me think of a good example. Right, here's a really, really basic example, right? So you've got this really good intention, or you've got this really good idea that you want to make something, you want to create something. It might be a piece of art, it might be an event. So you're going to sit down, you're going to meditate on it, you're going to visualize it, you're going to feel what it feels like to actually have achieved that, you've created that, you've done it. All right, so you've done all the manifestation work, you've put all that energy out there, and then you sit there and you think, well, nothing's happening. And what have you done about it? You haven't moved, you haven't contacted anybody, we haven't phoned anybody, you haven't emailed anybody, you haven't chased any venues up, you haven't done this, you haven't spoke to anybody about it. All you've done is you've sent your thoughts out there, but then you need, as the conduit of those thoughts, feelings and emotions, as the conduit of that, you have to then put that into place. You then have to create the action. Until you create the action using your masculine and feminine together, nothing's going to happen. It's like the Reiki share that we just held on Monday. We've had this plan for like about 3 months, and we sat and we chatted about it. And you know, but we can sit, we can chat about it, go and write ideas down. But if we don't create a post, we don't put it on social media, you don't share it to people, you don't let people know, you don't contact people, you don't hire a venue, then nothing's going to happen. And it's exactly the same thing as within life. We can sit and we can think, oh well, I don't know if I should do this because my stars aren't in alignment, or the newspaper horoscope, which is a load of bullshit, said said, oh, you mustn't do this, or this is going to happen, or yada yada yada. If you're constantly living by that, then you're not going to live a life. You're just going to be stuck with wherever you are. So, just my view, my opinion. I'm sure other people will have different opinions, but it's something I've kind of like had to learn myself the hard way over the years. The daily horoscope's a load of crap, absolute load of crap. But yeah, you kind of like have to learn it the hard way sometimes. And in my early years of all this spiritual stuff, I used to just think, oh, I'll just meditate on it, and it'll just come to me magically. Nah, very, 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 very rarely, unless you are extremely aligned with God, and aligned with your own energy, and you have very, very little ego and very, very little resistance. Very, very rarely will that actually happen. So yeah, I believe in star signs. I do believe in star signs, and I do believe that there is meaning and evidence behind them. But I don't think we can be so fixated that like we have to believe that, well, my star sign says that that's how I am and that's how I behave. I think that kind of like, that's a bit kind of like spiritual bypassing in a way, because if your star sign says like, say like an Aries tend to be quite like grounded, dominant, and very can be quite maybe stubborn, because they're very earth. It's a very earth energy, so they're very like kind of like stuck in the ways, that sort of stuff. So if that's what they believe that they are, then that's kind of like what they're going to create. But they can change that. They can change that. They can work on that to become lighter in their energy, rather than just being that way. It's obviously it's going to be an aspect of them. It is going to be a dominant aspect of them, but then it's about finding balance within that aspect of themselves, and not just being this way or that way. You can be multiple ways, not just one way or the other. One way or another. I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna get you. Oh, what's going on here? Right. Where are we? Aries are fiery. Yeah, they are quite fiery. Leo's strong-willed. Yeah. All star signs are beautiful. I mean, I'm a Gemini, so a lot of people say, "Oh, Gemini is two-faced." I don't think I'm two-faced, but or split personality as well. That's something else that people say about Geminis. But they're also like, they're an air sign as well, Geminis. So I have to really kind of work on keeping myself kind of like grounded, and not get too swept away with things. That's why I'm a bit of a procrastinator. So I do procrastinate quite a bit. But then I have to remember what I tell everybody else, and you think, oh, for goodness sake, Ian, just get on with it. Stop being a fanny. So yeah, so it's, but that's like No, you are not. You're not two-faced. Alex, you have a gem in your eye. Better dig that out. Huh? Yes, you're an air sign. Yes, I know. I get very swept away with the moment at times. So yeah, so I find that's why I think that's why again why I like being in sort of like the wind, elemental forces, and like getting into nature and getting grounded and focusing on meditation and what have you. It really helps to just create that stability in my head and in my mindset and mood. How's Alex today? How are you doing, brother? Lovely to find your channel. So and being able to watched a few of your videos yesterday, which was really nice. Really, really nice. But yeah, how are you today, my friend? I'm drawn to Geminis and Aries. Well, that's a bit of a mix, isn't it? So what are you? You said you're Leo. So I have a lot of friends and people that I connect to that are Aquarians, and Aquarians and Geminis get on really well together. Apparently. August 1970. Yup, soon I may be narrowing it down to just music and poetry. I am struggling with the day and age. I hear you there. There's a lot of shit, isn't there? Feeling progress today. Yesterday morning was tough, but a nice night under the moon last night. Oh, beautiful. That's nice. It's lovely, isn't it, when you just there with the moon, just you and the moon and nature, and just allowing it to do what it needs to do, just releasing what it needs to release, just let it go. Just find that little bit of stillness within yourself. It's very, very powerful, very empowering. And something I think that we all should do really is just hit the pause button and just get a little bit of that, get a bit of nature into your day, into your life. Walked around the pond several laps this morning and last night, going through some personal things and some things I like talking about. Well, feel free if you need to, Alex, to reach out. I've already said that, but if it's that's totally up to you. You've got to do you on your terms, but just know that there is people around you that are there to help and support. So don't ever feel alone. That's the worst feeling, is like, when you're going through stuff, is just thinking, well, there's no one, no one to kind of speak to or talk to about this, but there will be people. And I'm more than happy to try and help. You have an inbox on email or Instagram. Yes, I mean, all my socials and everything are always linked below my videos and this live and what have you. So my website's there, and it has a contact us box, so you can just get in touch with that, or through Instagram, Facebook, any of them that you might use. You just drop me a message to my page, and I'll get in touch when I can. You're so lovely, Ian. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I just think it's just important for us to be here for each other. Like, it's such a crazy mixed up world with there's so much going on that we start to lose a little bit of ourselves each time when we get wrapped up in it all, and it's quite easy done. And then when you do get wrapped up, it's like, well, how do I get back out? How do I get back to myself? And it can be very, very difficult indeed to get back to yourself. Shite. Big blob of pain's just gone. Ah, you fucker. Pardon my French. Why? Make sure you check the request, because a lot of time new people get held there until you accept. Yeah, if that's on Instagram, I'll check requests. I will check requests after I've come on here. Usually I get notified if there's somebody trying to get in touch. I usually get a notification when someone's trying to message, and then I have to go in and see if it's spam or if it's somebody else. Oh, there. Right, let's dab that off. Try again. Back's getting a bit. I did a home workout yesterday, so I did legs yesterday, so my lower back and my hamstrings are a bit tight today after that. All the Romanian deadlifts and squats and Cossack squats and things like that, so getting there. Got a little bit of. You can see the bridge now starting to come in. I'm starting to get that little barge in, and there's where the trees are going to be. I've put a few little street lighty things in, so it's taking shape. I'm getting to be a bit happier with it now. Bit more at peace with it now, because yesterday I was really thinking about just chucking it, starting doing something else, but no, it's starting to get there now. So get a job, you hippie. How about you just fuck off? Fucking assholes. Can't be arsed with people sometimes. It's like, to think, oh, he's spiritually, he won't tell me where to go. I fucking will. Oh. Exactly. Yes. No, I'm not worried. It's their problem, not mine. They've got a them problem. Oh. They don't know that this could be my job. I could be a professional artist. So if they took the time to have some conversation with us, then they might find out a little bit about me, and then they might find out a little bit about themselves. And then they might start thinking, oh, you know what? And it might just switch a light on. But then again, it might not, because they might just be a fucking idiot. So, hey ho. The world's full of them, but what can you do? What can you do? You can try, and if they don't want to, then let them go. Let it go. I watched a video yesterday on TikTok, and I really shouldn't get, but I do like little short videos on TikTok quite a bit. And there was a guy that he was in sort of like, it looked like his business was like a exactly, it's true. I thought for years we just said that bullies are insecure to make the people being bullied feel better, but no, there is truth to it. Poor things. Yeah. Yeah, there was this guy, and he was in like a burger van or something like that. And he went to serve this guy. You couldn't see the guy that he was trying to serve. You could just see the guy that had the burger van. And he was like, "You all right, mate? What can I get you?" Fine. And all you heard from this guy was like, "I'm not your fucking mate." It's like, wow. Like, I'll tell you what then. If you don't like me talking to you, I'm not serving you. Fuck off. And in the end, that's what happened. He just said, I'm not going to serve you, because he became that sort of like obnoxious. Think, what is wrong with people? What is wrong with just saying like, oh, you know, like just saying like, "You're all right, mate." It's just an expression and all. But he just kept saying, "I'm not your fucking mate.com" or this, that, and the other. And I said, wow, what is wrong with people? It's just crazy. But that's just kind of like this this thinking that people are on. They're so like mixed up because the world's so split. And all we've really got to just kind of like find ourselves. We really have. Just find ourselves. Find out who we are. You know, and that's why I believe, you know, peace is so much more powerful than hate or violence or anger or war. Because with peace, so with violence and war, all that does is it just creates tension. It just creates fear and worry in the body. Whereas when you have peace, you don't have anything. There is just stillness. And as soon as you have that stillness, you don't need to feel anything. You don't need to react to anything. So the fact that you're not reacting is actually more powerful than people that are, you know, if you've got like millions or billions of people that are reacting to something, they're creating that tension and that frustration in a country, around the world, or wherever it might be. But if you don't have a reaction to it, and you're just in a state of peace, or you try to remain in a state of inner peace and just allow the stuff to just pass, there's no tension. There's nothing to sort of like hit against. There's nothing to block it or stop it. And it's only us at the end of the day that stop ourselves, because we think we need to have an opinion. We think we need to be able to force against something to make it stop, to create more resistance. But all that does is create resistance in the self. So we just had, it's a little bit like in when I used to practice Aikido. So you're always kind of like, if someone's coming towards you, instead of hitting them face on, you would go like that, and you would sort of blend with them and then move with them. So you're redirecting the energy, and that's what we need to do in life. Basically, is just redirect the energy. There's been a few times when I've been on nights out years ago, and it got to a point sometimes where there was going to be a fight, and there was going to be this situation of some of my one of my friends and somebody else getting into a fight and getting into this fisticuffs. And in the end, I just put my hand on the guy that was going to attack. I put my hand on his back, and I just said, hey, it's all right, just calm down, let's talk about this, But as soon as I touched him, I don't know what it was, but maybe you felt a calmness in me or whatever. Everything just the whole situation just subsided, and he just walked off. He just went away. There's no point. There's no point in getting so irate, and worked up about it. And if you don't agree with someone, if you don't like what somebody does, or you think that they're like what he said, you get a job, you fucking hippie or whatever, just get rid, let them move on. I think there's just such power in just letting go. There really is. So there's much more power in peace than all the other shit that takes place from other people. The global stage. The global stage is just pulling people in to try and get a reaction, constantly, all the time. Everything that you see, that you hear, that you read, it's what you're consuming. Whatever you're consuming is you're taking it into your being. And as soon as you start taking that into your being, you start to. So when I've talked about this before on some of my videos, where I've said it's not just about what you're consuming through here, what you're eating. That's a big aspect of it, but it's what you're consuming here, how and what you're saying to yourself. How are you speaking to yourself? That's also a level of consumption, because if you're speaking to yourself negatively, the messages you're giving to yourself is you're taking that in board, you're digesting that, you're holding on to that energy. What you're watching from the screen, what you're listening to, the shock, horror, this is out to get you. Everything is that you're consuming, that you're taking in, is affecting your health, your well-being, your mental health, your emotional health, your physical health. Because at the end of the day, it all eventually affects your physical health, your mental and emotional state. So the more you find this level of kind of like just peace and stillness, and I get triggered. I'm human. We're all human, but we all kind of like learn levels, and then sometimes you get to a point where you find a trigger point, and that's when like it happens. Or sometimes I'll just explode like with anger, but that for me is kind of like, okay, that really hit something. What is it about that really made me react in that way? So then I have to kind of like rebalance and reharmonize that, and just take stock of where I'm at. I think, right, okay, what was it about that situation that made me react with such anger or whatever it might be? And then when you realize what it was, it's just your mind, it's your ego, and that tends to be the first point of defense, is the ego. It's the mind. It's the kind of like, it's from all your years of conditioning, So when I was at school, through early years all the way through, it was like kind of like, I wasn't always bullied, but in secondary school there was kind of like a lot of it there. Hang on a minute. What's going on here? Right. I felt glimpses of peace recently, and it is motivating. Yes, he does. I love your vids. It's not you. No, it's not me. Who? Ian, have you ever thought you had a twin flame experience? Wait, I might have asked you that or something similar before. Regardless if you believe it or not, did you feel it before? Yes, I have had twin flame experiences before. I think we have talked about that before. So there's a little bit of the thing about twin flame is so you've got like soulmates and you've got twin flames. Soulmates is kind of like just a wonderful divine kinetic, a wonderful divine connection between two souls. They just kind of like, they just merge and they meld together and they just have a nice energetic balance. So I have that with one of my friends, Patrick, who's been on this channel before in videos. When we first connected and we first met, straight away we just had this feeling that we knew each other. And after we'd chatted on Zoom, I'd messaged him about half an hour later and I was like, where do I know you from? And he was about to message me the same thing. So there's like a soul connection there. So like soul flame, soul family, it's all that sort of thing. With twin flame, it's slightly different. Twin flame is, from what I've come to understand more of now, through Patrick and through other people that I've followed and videos that I've watched, it's like the opposite of you. And there is certain things that will make you trigger because it's that polar opposite of who you are and where you are. And it can be quite jarring, but there's something about it that's also helping you heal elements of yourself as well. So it's interesting how it operates, and it's also interesting about the different beliefs. There's lots of different beliefs about it. I'm not saying that what I believe is right, because I think there's very different definitions, and there's a lot of different belief systems and structures around it. But I think there is some credence to that, but I don't know. Yep, I was activated deeper than I was ready for consciously. Yeah. So sometimes things like that, it will kind of like, it'll hit something, and it'll trigger something, and it'll create a reaction in your energy somewhere, and then you kind of like have to deal with that on some level. You have to try and understand it. And there's a lot more people recently over the last sort of maybe 3 or 4 years where they've become more in tune with a twin flame connection, because it helps to activate that where you just need something to shift your energy from where you were to where you are going, to then become more aware and more self-aware on that level internally, if that makes sense. Hi Freya, I'm not ignoring you. I have seen your messages. I do apologise. Hello Freya. Thanks for liking my videos. Thanks for those that have been here and they might have subscribed to the channel as well. If you're new here and you've enjoyed our little chat, then feel free do subscribe to the channel for more of this kind of stuff. It tends to be more of a spiritual nature. And when I do the lives, it's more like me painting and just chatting with whoever connects. I'm fucking scared and excited and ashamed. Age gap. Yeah, I mean, like I say, feel free to reach out sometime. I mean, even if you already have, I'll check my requests on Instagram. And we can always jump on a Zoom call sometime if you like, if you just want to just talk about something. Legal age gap, yeah. Not weird, yeah. I got you, yeah. I think sometimes, you can meet younger people, and it awakens something in you. It really does. And like you say, like nothing weird or anything like that. But obviously, I'm 45, and Patrick, who I chat to sometimes. I don't do as many videos with him now. He's traveling. He's traveling at the minute. He's in Italy at the minute. But there's definitely that sort of like connection, and when not like kind of like a sexual thing or anything like that, but like when we do chat, when we do talk, we both feel like as though we've shifted frequency, our vibration has shifted, and it's actually a bit similar to another friend of mine who introduced me to meditation, and he's like 70-year-old, 71-year-old, and we get on so well, so good, and we talk about all things otherworldly, but we're also just have a laugh, very, very down to earth, and he's very much into music, so we connect on that level quite a bit as well, and so yeah, it really does vary, and the physical age is something that we don't really have to have too much connection to, because it's your soul age. It's if you're an old soul, which I know Alex will be because of the way you are, my brother. You're very, very in tune with that, very in tune with your emotional body, and you're not scared to be aware of that, which is absolutely beautiful, by the way. And so yeah, so you will be an old soul, so you will feel a connection to other souls that physically might be younger, older, whatever. It really doesn't matter. But on a soul connection, it's just that feeling, that frequency of just wholesomeness and being held and supported and loved, and just being in that space. And that's what that soul group connection is. Yeah. Yeah, I have an older friend, Sylvia, is like 89. My mum's called Sylvia. And I like friends with different points of view. Absolutely, I think that's really, really important. It's really important to have an openness and not just be so rigidly kind of like structured in just like one belief system. That's being spiritual. Age doesn't matter, absolutely not. I agree on the age thing, and I healed most of that shame, but I don't want to look like that guy who targets younger people like a pattern. Yeah. I connect with my neighbour, she's in her 80s. Yeah, it's interesting, how we do find them randomly in everyday life, and in whatever we do and whatever we're going about, we do just come across them and find them. I'm really pleased that we have, that we have all met on here, on these lives. And there's definitely a connection between all of us on some level, and on a soul level too, on a deeper soul level. I mean, we're all connected anyway on the energy, on the soul level. But some people they just gravitate towards each other, and it doesn't matter about geographical connection. It's wherever you are, you will feel a connection, you will feel a closeness, and a oneness with people wherever they are. I'm attracted when I see long grey hair on women too. I'm deconstructing societal structures on the daily. It was getting me close to happiness, which I thought was an illusion. Yeah, no, it really doesn't matter. Everything to do with that, your race, your age, your colour, your religion, it's all boxed. It's all three-dimensional. As soon as you start working with the energetic and the soul, and working from the soul level, that physical construction doesn't matter. It really doesn't have any relevance or importance, because you're working from here. You're not working from like the density of this vibrational realm, this three-dimensional. You're working beyond that. You're working on a deeper wisdom. God, I've been on this live for a long time today. Over an hour and a half. So I am going to have to head off soon, guys. I need to go and get some lunch. This is where we're up to so far on my painting of the Eiffel Tower. So I've got a little bit of reflection in. I have so much to say about that, because there is a missing element finding people online. Like, you can never really know them in a way. I think this connection is beautiful, but it loses something by a wire. It does in a way, but you can feel them. You can feel people. You can feel the authenticity. You can feel that connection on a deeper level, through the means like this and what have you. Are you using charcoal? No, it is paint. It's metallic paint on a black canvas. So, right, guys. So, thank you all for being here. As always, thank you for some wonderful, wonderful chat. It's been great to connect as always. Alex, Angela, Mike's been on. G, the raccoon, has been on. Freya, lovely to see you as always. Again, and I hope you're doing well, and I hope your travels are going well wherever you are. And see you all again soon. I'll probably be on. I might come on tomorrow evening, because I've got a call tomorrow at 10, 11, something like that. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your day, evening, wherever you are in the world. And I will see you in another video or a live very soon. But do take care. Much love as always. Namaste and bye for now. Toodaloo. See you later, Alex. See you later, Angela. Have a wonderful day. Take care. Much love.